All right, today is Friday, September 14, 2018. This is the meeting of the Kubernetes CSI implementation group. We are post-code freeze for 1.12, and right now we're working on post-code freeze items. So let's get a status update for these. The last steps here are going to be cutting the release, and we can get started on that next week. Looks like Patrick was going to update the end-to-end test, but he's not here, so I can't get a status update on that, so we'll move along. Kubelet device registration mechanism had some documentation work remaining.
Working on that.
Awesome.
Yep, making progress, working on that. It'll be documentation on the Kubernetes-CSI.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let's stick that over here. So there's the driver registrar proxy documentation. That's all on our end. What's the documentation on Kubernetes IO that you're adding?
Oh, no, not Kubernetes IO, Kubernetes-CSI.
Ah, okay. All right, cool. And that you're just doing both of these tasks together? Because they both end up in Kubernetes CSI?
That's the other one. Let's see. I was doing the driver registrar, how
okay.
to.
So I think what's
needed.
Right. Yeah, the driver registrar proxy is what we wanted. It was basically, hey, let's document how the driver registrar proxy works and make it very, very crystal clear for someone who doesn't know how this stuff works to be able to follow it. The plugin watcher documentation, I think, was going to say, hey, the CSI plugin uses the plugin watcher. Here's what it is, and here's how we interact with it. Kind of documenting that, I guess.
Yeah, it's going to be encapsulated in about 2-3 paragraphs. Everything you just mentioned.
Yeah, I think that should be good. All right, cool. Next up is snapshots.
Before that, I have a quick question
Sure.
for you. Actually, I got a strange error basically saying that driver name not found in the list of registered CSI drivers. Does that have anything to do with this driver registrar work? Maybe something new that I need to make some changes to the existing driver?
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure.
Okay.
What's throwing the
getting a error from Kubernetes, the mount device field for this particular volume driver name, and my driver's name not found in the list of registered CSI drivers.
Yeah.
So that's with the latest code. So I don't know, is there something that I need to do to get that found by Kubernetes? Was that something that I didn't enable, or I don't know? It's kind of weird.
I mean, it would unless you feature gate on the kubelet registration, it wouldn't use that. So I'm not entirely sure what would cause that.
I don't think I turned on any new.
So
okay.
No. What I'm saying is, if you didn't explicitly turn on CSI plugin, kubelet plugin, it won't use that. So I'm pretty sure that's not what's going on.
So the kubelet plugin mechanism moved to beta, so I think it's on by default now.
Oh, okay.
So it might be that.
That means something needs to be done in the driver itself?
I'm not sure. It could be a bug on the kubelet side. It could be a bug on the driver side. I think it's worth debugging.
Okay.
Xing, are you installing? You're basically testing with a set of drivers.
This is just our OpenSD's driver. So it was working with older code, a little bit older, but I think this is happening with a much better new code. So I think it's something's happening. I just don't know what change I need to make.
Does it implement node-gate info?
Node-gate info? No. Oh, is that okay? Maybe that's the reason. Okay.
Yeah, that's required. You have to.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, node get.
We
Okay,
should fall
yeah.
back to
The
the
node ID, node
get,
get ID.
yeah, if it doesn't exist.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, I can
But
make
I
that
can
change.
definitely make that change and see. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we need to add that. I just I thought. Okay.
Yep.
Thanks.
Yep.
All right, cool. Hopefully that resolves that. I'll keep that in the miscellaneous issues, and then we can follow up on it next time to verify that it's not a real issue.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you for bringing that up. Next up is snapshots.
Snapshots, yeah. So, so I submitted a PR to address those, those 4 points that you added there.
Okay.
Let me. So, if you can take a look, that would be great. Let's see. I'll just add that chat.
Okay. So that needs review. Cool. I will take a look at that.
Okay.
So,
Yeah, so I keep that as a work in progress because I don't want them to merge it too quickly.
yeah, cool. Thank you for that. I'll try to get to that today.
Okay. And so this documentation, I removed work in progress because you said we can get it merged first and then update the image later.
Okay.
Yeah. So is that new? Oh, okay. I need to take a look. Looks like some new errors. I didn't see that. I will take a look. Maybe I need to rebase or something.
Cool.
Yeah. So yeah, and the blog is a work in progress. Did Jean show you our draft yet?
No, she asked me for some a template.
Yeah, I see that.
I provided
Yeah.
her that, and I haven't seen the actual blog yet, though.
Okay, so probably she still want to modify a few more things. Yeah, I see that she has moved the draft into that new template. And the E2E test. So we found there is this dynamic client. Looks like we can use it without importing external snapshot or vendor. So so my coworker is currently working on this E2E tests.
Okay, awesome. Cool. All right, that's great progress. Thanks, Xing.
Thanks.
For the workload info, Hamant says he is going to update the docs. He's post ready. So we're going to go ahead and assign these to him. Here. So we're waiting on those to hear back where the PRs are. Then we have CSI cluster registry. Haven't heard from Luis in the last week, so I think it's worth pinging him. And then the new node status field for CSI drivers. This was work that was split up between Vlad and Chang. There are some changes in external attacker and some in external provisioner. You guys want to give status update on that?
Yeah, we yesterday I reached out to Cheng to figure out what needs to be done. So
okay.
I haven't started the work, but it's on my thing on my. But once I wrap up the documentation, that's my next thing to jump on.
Cool. Thank you.
Yeah, and for external provisioner, I haven't had much progress on that. I've been working on making sure the E2E test for host path works with the CRD installation. That should be wrapping up today, so I can probably jump on Provisioner today.
Cool. All right, thank you both for that update.
There's also the lingering item from RBAC integration that I had to wrap up also.
Yes, we're tracking that up here in miscellaneous items, I think. This is the dependency hell that you were dealing with?
No, this is separate. Like one of the missing items from the RBAC code I had to push for CSI node info was the integration test was having some issues. Basically, the original test didn't have API extension server installed, so I couldn't install a CRD. And so basically, I was the first one to get that server into the E2E test, and there's a lot of plumbing problems. I've been debugging that. So
okay, this is the integration test. Oh, the integration test. Got it. Okay, for topology.
Yeah, for the RBAC edition of CSI node info.
Got it. Okay. Okay. Is the priority on that P1 or P2?
I mean, it's for full correctness. It's I think it's pretty essential.
Would it be a blocker for this release? Is another way to put it.
I think someone would complain.
Okay.
If it wasn't there.
Okay. Fair enough. Okay, so we'll mark that as a P1, and let me know if you need help or want to load balance. I think you've got a lot on your plate right now, so.
Okay, yeah. Keep you updated.
Cool. Next up is Mount Namespace propagation. We need an update from Hemant on that. Hopefully we can get an update soon. So beyond that, we decided we're going to punt the inline volume support to next quarter. And the miscellaneous items that we had were this was the item on how to proceed with CRD creation for RBAC. I think we decided that we're going to remove automatic installation and proceed with manual installation for alpha, and that for the tests, they would manually install the CRDs. It looks like Chang has been going back and forth with Jordan on how exactly to do that. Looks like Jordan has a suggestion. Is that still work in progress, Chang?
Yeah, I basically have a PR ready now. I think it's linked in that closed PR, okay. But if not, I'll link it.
Cool.
Yeah, just have to double check on the CI tests, make sure they're all passing. But other than that, yeah, functionality's there.
All right, and let me know if I need to review that. Just feel free to ping me.
Okay, yeah.
I think code freeze is supposed to be lifted sometime next week, so we want to try to get in as much as we can before that so that we don't have to do cherry picks last minute.
Okay.
The next issue was the dependency hell in cutting new release of external provisioner. So it sounds like we decided, in addition to having new repos created for the provisioner code and external storage, you're going to just update the version of external provisioner that we're using, or the API machinery that the external provisioner and external storage is using, and Matt Wong is going to help with that. Any updates on that?
Yeah, so Matt Wong was able to cut a release for external storage as a temporary measure. I don't know if there's another, I think Brad said there was another issue tracking the repo split, but I don't know where that is.
Okay. In terms of being unblocked, do you have what you need?
Yeah, I think so. Okay. I haven't gotten around to test it yet, but
okay.
Yeah, theoretically.
Cool. And errors from kubelet. So this is the issue reported by Shing, and we'll follow up on that next week. That's all that I'm tracking. Anything else you guys want to bring up?
Hey, Lewis had dropped a note in a Slack channel saying that he did cut a release for 0.31 for that branch.
Okay.
That was done.
Okay, cool. I think this was around that what was it? The multi-writer mapping. I think you did.
Oh, right.
And
Yep.
then cut a new branch to be able to pick that up. That sounds good. In general, we got to make sure that we don't squash old tags. So once we cut 0.40, if there's any issues, we cut a 0.41 ideally, not overwrite the existing tag. That way we don't accidentally break people who are using the older version. So that sounds good. All right.
All right. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Have a good weekend, and I'll see you on Monday.
Thanks. Bye.
Good one.
Sure.